Good morning, Sonia here. Welcome you to all these top stories in the world of IMT. On today's show, we will be talking to Team Stolly, who will be here to discuss training and a new subgroup with a focus on EasyRead. Tanya Horton has further information about EasyRead and the project that IMT have supported. Also on the programme, Dominic Steele will update you about our work with national training standards. Mikey Reynolds will talk us through the number of other things that IMT have been involved with. First, let's start by speaking to Daniel Roden-Nason about Learning Disability Week and a spotlight on IMT. Here's Daniel.
Thank you, Sonia, and thank you, viewers. Learning Disability Week was held from 20th to 26th of June. This year's theme was all about living life with a learning disability. We know that many people still do not know what a learning disability is or what life can be like for someone that has one. Learning Disability Week aims to educate and raise awareness about learning disabilities, smash stigmas and end discrimination, and fight and campaign for a fair society. This year, MenCap want to show how people with a learning disability are reconnecting with friends and their communities. They also want to talk about the issues many people still face after the end of COVID restrictions, like still having to isolate or dealing with poor mental health and anxiety. MenCap asks people to help celebrate Learning Disability Week by sharing something about their life. This was a perfect time for IMT to celebrate and showcase the Spotlight on IMT campaign. Every day during the Learning Disability Week, we shine a spotlight on a different member of IMT. IMT members will ask questions about living the life of a learning disability and about their role as self-advocates. IMT members were featured on the East Sussex Learning Disability Facebook page and across East Sussex County Council's wider social media. IMT always highlight in their training and want you to remember that. Knowing I have a learning disability tells you nothing about me as a person. So get to know IMT and find out about joining the group by checking out Spotlight on IMT on the East Sussex Learning Disability Partnership Board Facebook page, and also find EasyRead information or IMT envelope. Thanks, Sonia. Back to you.
Thank you, Daniel. What a great celebration week, and it's nice to let people know a bit more about us. Now, let's talk to Tim about training and EasyRead.
Thank you, Sonia. Glad to be back on IMT News. IMT are excited to let you know that we now co-deliver with Antonia Hudson the full session of the Adult Social Care Understanding Learning Disability training. We have supported the training for several years and have always presented part of it, but Sonia, Dominic and I are now involved in delivering the whole 4 days training. The training has been developed to include us talking about our experiences of living life with a learning disability, of growing up, of being at school, and how things have changed over the years. We held our first 4 day session on the 27th of April and got some great feedback from participants that we were helpful, approachable and knowledgeable. One participant said, "I have a better awareness of the diversity of learning disabilities, which will allow me to reflect on my practice and improve the way I support each individual client." Alongside Daniel, Mikey, I continue to co-deliver the digital live for people with a learning disability training. We do this with Amelia and Tanya from Adult Social Care Training, as well as colleagues from Safer East Sussex and the Community Learning Disability team. Another aspect of IMT's work is reviewing and development of accessible, easy read information. IMT get asked to look at a lot of easy read documents. We also develop new and update existing easy read information. Over the past few months, IMT have been thinking about a new way to review easy read, and from this a new group has been set up. We have held an initial meeting with the people that have a keen interest and really enjoy looking at the easy read, and we'll let you know how this goes. And over to you in the studio, Sonia.
Great stuff, Tim. I look forward to seeing how the subgroup works out. Let's hear more about the Easy Read project by heading over to Tanya.
Hi Sonia, yes, as Tim mentioned, IMT and East Sussex Learning Disability Commissioning Team continue to develop, review and check lots of Easy Read information. IMT checked that Easy Read information makes sense and is accessible for people with a learning disability. If it is accessible, we will give it the IMT stamp of approval. If it is not quite ready yet, we will try to help make suggestions on how to make it more accessible. Since the last meeting, IMT have been involved in developing lots of Easy Read. Let me tell you about some of these. An Easy Read guide to developing Easy Read information. We thought this was a good idea as it will help when we are asked to review. We have also developed the Easy Read being digital summary, which is in the process of being signed off and will be available soon. We are updating the Easy Read adult social care about you form. East Sussex County Council reward recognition process is being reviewed. We made an Easy Read version of the reward and recognition survey so that we can support getting adults with learning disabilities views on the process. We have also been asked to look at Easy Read benefits information and produce Easy Read information for HARC. HARC offer 3 benefits: support and advice. We have supported the development of lots of health information for people with learning disability, including Public Health Easy Read is Sussex Whole System Healthy Weight Plan, diabetic eye screening information, audiology research project on improving hearing services for people with learning disabilities for the University of Manchester. IMT also completed the Learning Disability Today survey on health. We have some further work coming up looking at Easy Read health information for the Learning Disability Health Facilitation Team. This is about annual health check and their team information to make sure it's as accessible as possible. That's all from me. Sonia, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Tanya. What a busy time. Now Dominic will update us on our work with National Trading Standards.
That's right. Thanks, Sonia. IMT have worked together with National Trading Standards Scams team to make the Friends Against Scams training and information leaflets more accessible for people with a learning disability. IMT are pleased to announce that we now have a dedicated page on the National Trading Standards Friends Against Scams website showcasing the resources we have developed. IMT adapted the Friends Against Scams training to make an accessible version. The Friends Against Scams training presentation tells you about different types of scams and how to protect yourself and others. IMT created some Easy Read resources which include the embedded conversation leaflet, which talks about protecting yourself from scams, how to spot scams, and where to get help with scams. The Easy Read web pages will tell you who to contact if you think you have been scammed, how to report it, and how to get help. The Involvement Matters team is now a recognised Friends Against Scams organisation. The Friends Against Scams webpage is www.friendsagainstscams.org.uk/easyread and will be sent out in a follow-up email to all. Please take some time to have a look. Thank you, Sonia. See you next time.
Thanks, Dominic. Such important work. Finally, let's hear from Mikey.
Hi, Sonia. Thanks for having me back on IMT News today. IMT are committed to making sure people with a learning disability get the right support to get online and to access digital services once they are online. As Tim mentioned, Daniel, Tim and I already co-delivered digital lives for people with a learning disability training. IMT feedback is also shared at Adult Social Care Being Digital Inclusion Group to ensure the views of people with learning disabilities are heard. We have also been involved in the design and content for the new Easy Read East Sussex County Council learning disability web pages. As well as our own learning disability web pages, we were also asked to give our views on the new NHS learning disability and annual health check web pages that are being developed. As well as these, there are a couple of other important things to mention. We attended our first Support Loving Network meeting, which was great, and we are looking forward to the next one. We've met with Teresa Andrew from HARK. HARK provides advice and support about benefits in East Sussex. We will be supporting them to make their contact information into EasyRead. And well done to Sonia, who has hosted 2 more of the other One shows. This is a chat show Sonia hosts with the Foundation for People with Learning Disabilities at London South Bank University. One show was just before Christmas and the second one was in May, where they discussed some top tips. One show was just before Christmas and the second one in May, where they discussed some top tips for commissioners to make sure services work well for people with learning disability. Great work. Thanks, Sonia. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Mikey. So much has been achieved in the first half of this year. Before we go, here's a quick roundup of the past year. 48 IMT meetings, 2 learning disability partnership boards, 3 adult care understanding learning disability training, 2 adult social care digital lives for people with a learning disability training videos, 1 set up digital lives easy read resources, 48 foundational people with learning disabilities reference group meetings, 1 article in Brief Encounter, 1 Kent, Surrey and Sussex Learning Disability Community of Practice meeting, 2 video updates, 1 review and feedback of Easy Read of Diabetic Eye Streaming, 1 FPLD Advisory Board meeting, 14 interviews for a new health education team, 1 tender veneration, 1 book called Peter and Friends, 2 Oliver Buchanan stakeholder forums, 1 Stillfield Care digitization project and resources, 1 Pass It online training for trainer session, 1 Pass It online training course delivered, 1 vaccine experiences video, 2 episode of the other One show, 5 Easy Read hearing resources review and feedback, 3 research projects, hearing services, community wellbeing and King's College, 1 equality and protected catalytic project, 10 plus Easy Read COVID updates, and lots of other easy read deferment and reviews, 2 TV shows, 1 BAFTA nomination, 1 new album, and 1 National Learning Disability Leaders Awards. Now that's all for today. Thanks for tuning in to IMT News. See you next time.